What's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we got a brand new video on Bitcoin because the price action is going absolutely crazy with Bitcoin. And we have a funny video of Peter Schiff put together just because he's the biggest bears, and we all know all the bears are coming out right now. But before we jump into that, if you are not subscribed, make sure to smash that sub button because we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. But let's jump into this price action for Bitcoin. It is pretty crazy what just happened really recently. Basically, we hit this 53K mark, which is about what a lot of people are saying was going to be like a bottom target for a lot of people, because it puts Bitcoin at like the $1 trillion market cap. And we saw it got to that and got bought up very quickly and insanely, up over $1,000 in probably like 5 minute time span. We might even be able to see it on these handles. Yeah, you see like over this, and it just already pumped up the $1,000 in 10 minutes. That's these two candles, and continued moving up from here. But we are in this descending type channel, so we will try and see where it goes from here. We've obviously bounced off the top, bounced off the bottom, so we're going to try to see where this breaks. Obviously, want it to break up, or if we trade sideways out of it long enough, we'll see how it all happens. We are coming to the end of the year, so there's probably be a lot more volatility. A lot of people either capturing losses before a wash sale, before the wash sale rule goes into effect next year for crypto, and also securing profits to lock in the profits to be able to show them off to clients and other hedge funds and all this different types of stuff that got involved in Bitcoin this year. And we see right here from the margin data, this is the longs and shorts have exploded. Over 34,000 long and almost 3,500 shorts. These are insane that they're up this high, and up 1.3% in a day, up 5% for shorts for a day. If we change this to the week look, we can see how these like stacked up for the week. Obviously, we can see these longs. We had this massive spike and either profit taking or liquidation, something, but then a massive rally here to 34,000 long. Same thing with the shorts, but no real downtrend yet. We had like 980, close to 1,000 shorts, and this long rally up where we are now, almost 3,500 shorts here, basically all unhedged, but a lot of them are getting hedged. This is a lot different than what we saw before, like a few months ago, when there's a ton of shorting going on in Bitcoin. There was almost no shorts that were hedged. Now we're looking at shorts that may be a little bit more cautious in shorting, that they're going to hedge themselves. So it makes sense. The upside from like a short squeeze might go down from this, but we'll see how it works out. And we can look at still the liquidations for the past 14 days. Obviously, red is longs, green is shorts, and you see it's just all longs being liquidated. I mean, shorts don't even come close if they're getting liquidated at all. Barely any at all. You look at, this is just BitMEX, so one exchange, 39 million short in longs liquidated, 8 million in shorts. So, drastically different. That's just one exchange. We can look at these, all the exchanges kind of together. Look at these liquidations in 24 hours, $55 million liquidated. This is, it just seems like a lot of people are super greedy right now in this like leverage market, trying to capture these Bitcoin gains, because obviously the target was $98,000, was a floor target from Plan B. It was very popular to talk about. He was right with all the other targets. And I think the reason that we're seeing such a big downturn and why this huge move came in is because people looked at that and said 98K is going to happen. It has to. So they took out the leverage to go and capture that, and on like what would have been like a 50% move. So they could have made a ton of money, and all of that greed has been there all month. It has not gone away. And we can see that from this chart here. Kind of, this was the first day. I mean, November 15th, even November 10th was a big liquidation day. So literally the entire month of November, it's just been liquidations going crazy. So looking at this period of time, I mean, this is nothing like what we've seen before. It would be closest to like this area right here, this 3 bar, but this went on for like 3 days and then kind of went back to normal. Right now, we're seeing this was a 4-day span, thought maybe going back to normal. Greed came right back in, more liquidations, and we had a massive spike in liquidations. So it's just, there's so much greed in this leverage market right now because of 98K floor price for this month and then 100K by the end of the year. So everyone's trying to just say that it's going to happen no matter what. They're going in, they're leveraging everything, longing everything, and then when they get liquidated, they go back and they long some more and leverage some more because they just want to get these insane gains. And that greed is pushing down the market. Obviously, when they do all this leverage, they just get washed out, and then they go back and put more leverage, and then they get washed out again, and it just rinse and repeat until they run out of money. So this is the video on Schiff, kind of talking about how he's kind of hypocritical on everything. And when he talks about Bitcoin, everyone in Bitcoin, if you know Schiff, you know he's a huge bear on Bitcoin, says it's worthless. He's been saying it's worthless since it was $300 a coin on Twitter. He knew about Bitcoin was $1 a coin and still didn't buy in. So this is just what the majority of bears are like. They don't want to admit when they're wrong, and they don't like seeing that something they thought was worthless just explode in value, get adopted, continue moving forward. And so they try and celebrate little moves down, but when you zoom out, it's not even a move at all. But let's just look at this. It's a pretty funny video.
Gold is a small part of my portfolio.
And I'm not what I appear to be.
Gold is a small part of my portfolio.
If you could think of one thing you wish you knew when you were younger.
Clearly, I wish I'd have bought Bitcoin. Right, when I first heard about it, that was a key mistake.
That's the number one. That's awesome.
But could I have put $100,000 in it? Yeah, I could have. I have put $1 million in it? I could have. Yeah, if I can go back in time, that's one of the things I would do.
I just don't believe that the future is Bitcoin. There's nothing that you could do with Bitcoin.
Well, pretty soon, it's mostly going to be stories about people who lost their life savings.
One day, merchants will actually want gold, and you'll be able
one
to
day
pay,
people will want Bitcoin.
No, they're not. They're never going to want
Why
Bitcoin.
do you say that? It's your opinion.
Any product that you want to buy, the seller is not accepting Bitcoin.
Your kids are going to be wondering why their dad didn't see the value. They'll be like, Dad must have been on drugs because he never saw the value.
So pretty funny stuff. It's just obviously Schiff's one of the biggest bears in Bitcoin, always betting against Bitcoin. Well, not actually betting. He doesn't short Bitcoin, but he thinks it's worthless. So, you know, kind of follow where people's money is. But also, when you look at him and his gold, he's always gold, gold, gold. But when you ask him, it says gold's a small part of my portfolio. Any Bitcoiner you ask isn't going to say Bitcoin is just a small part of my portfolio. Majority of people have tons of Bitcoin as their portfolio in terms of a percentage size, and it's not something that they're kind of 2% in Bitcoin and they say, yeah, you know, it's okay. A lot of people are saying, I'm 50% in Bitcoin because it's going to be fantastic, and this is why. They're not trying to sell you, you know, their Bitcoin, but gold bugs and people are in gold. They love selling people gold, but they don't really like holding it themselves. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind here and think about. When you see that these bears, whenever Bitcoin is a downward move, they're all going to start coming out of hibernation, start talking to try and make themselves feel better. But in the long term, it doesn't matter. Like this chart right here, it is the price of Bitcoin on Thanksgiving for every year. So everyone that's saying this is a crash, this is insane, Bitcoin bear market, you know, last year Bitcoin was $16,701, and this year it's, well, this was on Thanksgiving, but this year it's 54,500 something. So not really a crash, and something that seems crazy now, does it? When you zoom out, look at a longer term, short term stuff, anything can move crazy short term. But when things are doing fantastic long term, that's when, you know, you have a good thing going. So Bitcoin leverage traders, I think, are what's really weighing down the market right now, kind of greed and leverage markets. And the bears are all going to come back out. They're going to be celebrating a 20% move down, while Bitcoin is still up 80% on the year and 300% for the past, since like past year or something. So it's crazy that, you know, they're going to celebrate a move down like this. But they're always going to, people who missed out on Bitcoin are the ones who are always going to be salty about it the most. But as always, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Here's in my next video.